What is going on, my broskiis? My name is TheLordShiro, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And last night during news time, they actually revealed a bunch of new stuff in regards to a bunch of campaigns that are going to be starting very shortly here on Treasure Cruise. So of course they did the official announcement for the Kuma and the Vegapunk Sugo Fest, which is going to be occurring tonight. I would advise you guys to not do any pulls on this Sugo Fest. We are so close to the 11th anniversary. There's literally no point to be pulling for these guys. As much as I do actually rate the new Vegapunk quite highly, I think he's a phenomenal character in terms of what he's doing, like sort of on the utility side, but more of on the offensive capabilities that he's kind of doing. It's pretty strong. So I think Vegapunk is very good. Kuma, I'm a little bit disappointed. I think his design is just not as strong as some other characters that we have. I hope to be proven wrong, but at least at face value, I feel like Kuma isn't as valuable as a character to have compared to what Vegapunk is. I feel like Vegapunk has a lot more upside. But the thing about this is that people are going to ask, you know, if I don't pull them here, can I pull them on the anniversary Sugo Fest? Unfortunately, the answer to that is no. If you pull an anniversary Sugo Fest that will be coming up on the 11th of May, you will not be able to get these guys. These characters, though, they are regular month Sugo Fest batch characters, which means that once their Sugo Fest ends on May 31st, they will be available on the next set of like tickets. So basically, whenever you get a red ticket past May 31st, that would mean that Kuma and Vegapunk would be available on that ticket. So it's just going to be bolstering the pool of characters that you can get from your legend tickets. But unfortunately, yeah, you won't be able to get them during the anniversary Sugo Fest, which is a bit of a shame. But what you could do is you could hold off pulling, you could pull on the anniversary Sugo Fest, and if you have leftover gems and you want to be, you know, going back to this banner, you could potentially do that too, because it is here until the 31st of May. Probably not going to be the case though. Moving on from that, they did announce the PKA of York, which is going to be also occurring tonight. York is a pretty okay character, not that great, of course. There's going to be super evolving in the anniversary treasure map coming up, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But at least the way that I see it right now, I don't think really that York is that great, so it's kind of whatever. But here we go into the campaign. So we have OPTC 11th anniversary. May 12th is the 11th anniversary, so it mentions May 12th, which is the on the Japanese side of the game, right? So on the Japanese side of the game, it will be May 12th, and then for the global side of the game, it is May 11th, 1900 PST is when the Sugo Fest will be. Celebrating this anniversary, a super rewarding OPTC 11th anniversary campaign is underway. So it mentions the Supernova Campaign. This is from May 2nd until May 30th. There is a secondary banner that we'll go through, which will discuss all of this, so we'll go through that in just a moment. So moving past that, we have Login Days Achievement. A super rewarding login bonus is here. Get up to 20 Sugo Fest exclusive guaranteed special rare recruits by logging in during the event period. So that's between April 28th, which is news time tonight, until May 11th at news time. So between tonight and the anniversary, as long as you log in, you'll be able to get a bunch of rewards. It says users will also be rewarded with up to 10 additional Sugo Fest exclusive guaranteed special rare recruits based on the total number of login days since the release of the game until the 11th anniversary. So essentially, if you have a very old veteran account that has been, you know, playing Treasure Cruise for years on end, you have the opportunity to potentially receive even more legend tickets. For more details, check in the Login Days achievement gift. So again, we'll be checking that out. The 11th anniversary ship, we kind of mentioned this in one of the previous videos, but there is going to be a new quest, which is going to be starting tonight. When you clear the quest, you get given the 11th anniversary special edition of the Thousand Sunny. It says you will get, from what I'm seeing there, I don't know if that's a new item, but it looks like it's shooting out like a dessert or something. I actually can't tell what it's doing. That's kind of strange. It's really bizarre. So with what the ship does, this is what it's going to be doing between April 28 and May 11. So as time progresses, the ship will actually change. So from tonight, the ship gives you -5 cooldown, 1.8 attack, 1.1 health, tandem slots matching, easier perfects, 3 times EXP, 3 times berries. Absolutely phenomenal. This is the ship that all of your teams pretty much should be using. Ton of additional EXP and berries, so this is the best opportunity to, you know, start leveling your account. If your account is a little bit on the lower level, leveling up your account is definitely valuable, because the more higher up you are in terms of pirate level, then you have more overall maximum stamina to use on content, and then also you've got the berries as well. But still, 5 cooldown and the 1.8 attack boost is already good enough to be using in pretty much all of your teams. Then, on the anniversary day, so for the first 12 hours of the anniversary, it gets max special, 1.8 attack, 1.1 health, 10 slots matching, easy perfects, and 10 times EXP and berries. So like legit, during that small window of 12 hours, that is the best opportunity to farm EXP and berries. 10x is crazy. So, you know, if you want to do that, you can definitely do that, especially if you want to go ahead and maybe, you know, upgrade some of your ships. You need a lot of berries to do that. This would be a good opportunity to pick up some more of that. And then for the final 12 hours of the anniversary, it gets a little bit debuffed, where instead of 10x, it's actually a 5x. I don't understand why they do this. It should just be 24 hours of 10x. Really, really bizarre. And then from May 13th, so once the anniversary, like the first day of the anniversary is over, until June 27th, so it's quite a while. So over a month, the ship is still going to give you 5 cooldown, 1.8 attack, 1.1 HP, 10 slots matching, and then 2x. Pirate EXP and berries. So yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal ship, especially if you're just starting the game. This is going to help you out a ton, especially if you don't have a lot of characters with max special. Great way to start off the game. So that's going to be available starting tonight, so definitely go ahead and pick up that ship. Then there's the anniversary countdown login. So again, April 18th to May 11th, which has been ongoing. You can get up to 25 rainbow gems for logging in 10 days total. So continue to do that. You just get free stuff. You know, nothing really too crazy there. And that's all they have in terms of just the announcement of the 11th anniversary campaign, and then it gets broken down as we move on. So this is the login days achievement campaign. So let's have a look and see what's going on here. So they mentioned, of course, as they said, if you log in between April 28 and May 11th, you can get up to 20 legend tickets, and then additionally, you can get login days achievement gifts will be held that will reward users based on the total number of login days until the anniversary on May 11th. So let's see what's going on here. So it says users with over 100 days of total login days can get up to 30 legend tickets. So you only have to log in for 100 days total to get that. So I guess you don't really have to be much of a veteran. You just log in for 100 days total in your account, and then boom, you can get up to 30. Now we'll have to see how this works in terms of how you actually achieve these tickets, but we'll see. Login days achievement gifts, login bonus. Okay, so we just get logins just for. We log in and we get tickets, right? So there's different tiers of tickets. They've done this in the past before, where you got S tier tickets, which are probably going to have more recent characters. Then you got B tier, you got A tier tickets. We'll see how it all goes, but basically log in every day, you get a legend ticket, right? And that is also starting tonight. So you log in when news time hits. You've got the new Suko Fest. You got all these different login campaigns starting. You've got the PKA starting, the anniversary ship. Everything is starting tonight. So make sure to log in when news time hits to get a bunch of rewards, right? So yeah, get up to 20 legend tickets just by logging in. Consists of 3 different types of tickets. I wonder, are they actually going to show who's in each tier? I hope so. And then, of course, as we mentioned about the 100 days total login on your account to get 10 additional tickets. For every plus 100 days of login days beyond, that will make the rank of the legend ticket special rare recruit to be better. Okay, so total login days between 100 and 600 days, or 100 to 599, you get 5 to 9 A tier tickets, and you get 1 added for every 100 days. Okay, so you got A tier tickets. And then you also get the 5 times B tier tickets. And then if you move on to between 600 and 1,000, you get 1 to 4 S tier tickets. And you get 9 to 6 of the A's. So the way that it works is you basically get a lot of the A tickets. And then for every 100 days you are above, some of those A tickets are transformed into S tier tickets, which makes sense. And then if you're over 1,000 days, you just get 5 S tickets, 5 A tickets. So I feel like a lot of veteran players, a lot of people are going to have the over 1,000 days, going to get a bunch of those high tier tickets. Again, I haven't actually read this particular post, so hopefully it actually talks about, yeah, okay, here we go. Hopefully it shows who's going to be available. So in terms of the S tier tickets, I mean, it's good that they have more recent characters, but the pool is actually kind of large. Going all the way back to One Piece Day of 2022, I think it is, which is the Zoro and Sanji Summertime unit. You've got Hiyori and Ulti, and then going into Film Red, and that goes all the way up to the most recent batch, which was Alba, Mihawk, and Daz Bones. All the characters on that top row I do not have. Would love to have all of them. So Alba, Mihawk, Dad's Bones would love those units. Would also really like to get Lilith and Usopp, especially if they end up making the Vegapunks, you know, more of a powerhouse kind of team, like a team that's going to be actually doing some damage. Would love to actually get Usopp and Lilith. I don't really care too much for Nami and Sanji, but you got some pretty cool characters here for sure. This is a good pool of tickets right here. So that's the S tier tickets. So you want to try and get as many of those as possible, if at all possible. And then the A tier tickets is from the Toby Ropo all the way down to when Jack came out. So the very large pool of characters here. And then you got the B tier tickets, which is essentially everything else from V1 Whitebeard all the way to V1 Vivi Rebecca and Shirahoshi and Mancherry, okay? So basically, you just log in, and we get a bunch of tickets. Is pretty much how it works. We get a bunch of legend tickets, a bunch of duplicates, no doubt, but hopefully some new ones along the way as well. So good luck to everyone out there for that. Now, in the anniversary campaign, they mentioned a Supernova campaign. It is interesting that they talk about a Supernova campaign, considering this latest batch that's come out is it's not Supernova related, and especially with the tag mechanic that just got introduced into the game, Supernova is one of the tags, or worst generation, should we say. So the fact that this is here is kind of interesting. Rookie support campaign is underway. Clear requests from Chopper Man to earn bounty. If you clear the Supernova campaign missions during the campaign period between May 2nd and May 30th, you will get mission clear rewards as well as earn bounty based on the number of missions cleared at a later date. There are a total of 20 different campaign missions for the Supernova campaign missions, along with the mission clear rewards and the bounty reward distributed later. You can earn up to a total of 80 million bounty. Participate in the campaign to get rewards and bounty. It says also to aid new users with a head start, users with few total days since the game was installed will need fewer numbers of missions cleared to get the bounty rewards that will be distributed later. This is a good thing as well because newer accounts make it really difficult to clear missions that are kind of catered towards people that have more established accounts. So I guess this is kind of a good thing, and especially if a lot of people are going to be joining the game during the anniversary, people are going to be re-rolling for new accounts, you want to make it so that they can actually make these rewards achievable, so I suppose that does make sense. So you've got the request from Chopper Man between May 2nd and 30th. Notable rewards include Rainbow Gems, you got Glory Rumble Scrolls, which I guess is the rainbow ones, and then the Limit Break set of each color with fragments, crystals, and jewels. So this is just a really good way for people to, you know, acquire Rainbow Gems, which is a positive, get Rumble Scrolls to get them leveled up for Rumble, and then also get Limit Break materials to get those characters limit broken. So this is good because, you know, newer players are going to find Treasure Map kind of difficult for sure. So this is, again, a kind of a way to give them some more materials to play around with. So I guess that makes sense. And then there's the bounty reward as well. So you got just a bunch of things in terms of like clearing missions. So if you have 0 to 30 days after install, you clear 5 or more missions and you get 50 million bounty as like a total, okay? And then it says 91 days or more after install, you've just got a bunch of these missions here to get a total of all of these bounties. So I guess, yeah, if you are 91 days or more after the install period, so basically most accounts, then you can get up to 80 million berries of bounty. But the lower amount of days you have on your account, you're not going to be able to achieve those higher numbers, right? So that does make sense. So you're not getting the total 80 million if you're a newer account, but you're still going to get a good amount of bounty, which is going to give you a little bit of head start in terms of getting like gems and stuff because of the bounty reward missions, right? Okay, and there is a new Grand Party mission, new Grand Party season that's going to be starting up May 2nd to May 7th. Let's actually have a look and see what the rule set is this season. I'm very interested to see. Where are they at? Right here. If the leader is Rev Army, Navy, or 4 Emperors, Team HP Attack Recovery Defense Speed level 5, CT Speed up level 3, also 40% reduction to the requirement and an additional burst skill. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty disgusting season. I think Dex Kaido is going to be insanely prevalent. He is going to be everywhere. Dex Kaido giving everyone those massive buffs across the board and making Dex Kaido's special activate faster and get an additional burst, that's going to be really tough to beat. So I think he's going to be up there with being probably the most picked GP leader this season. The fact that a lot of the Gear 5 Luffys are not actually considered 4 Emperors which means that, I mean, Gear 5 is still going to be a good leader for sure, but the fact that Dex Kaido being 4 Emperor's tag, there's no other 4 Emperor's tag I can see being used that often. Potentially 10th anniversary Shanks, but his GP burst is not as good as what Kaido is. So I think it's going to be a pretty tough season. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but it does look like moving forward that they're going to be focusing more on character tags rather than character classes or colors, which I think is kind of an interesting way to do it, because it does mean that they can really pick and choose exactly who's going to be boosted. So I think it makes things a little bit more interesting. Okay, and then we got some special rare recruits as well, so this is just the update to the tickets. So starting from this month, any ticket you get can potentially pull Alba, Mihawk, Daz Bones. Big positives because those characters are all kind of cracked. Would love to get either of them. And that's pretty much it. That is the whole campaign period coming up for the OPTC 11th anniversary. And everything, a lot of this stuff is starting tonight. There's so much stuff starting tonight, along with the PKA, the new ship. So make sure, as soon as you log in, get that new ship, put it on your crew, and then you can start playing, because that ship is going to give you a ton of cooldown, a ton of damage, a lot of EXP and berries. Definitely worth it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video though. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.